Opinions and stories around the game we love, told by your favorite storytellers. Stay up to date with all things cricket. Subscribe to Crickbuzz's YouTube channel and press that bell icon now.
The first T20 international coming up, few new names we'll definitely see from both sides. Action shifts from Ahmedabad to another giant arena in Kolkata. The Eden Gardens will play host with crowds, limited crowds, but crowds nonetheless to three games. A couple of setbacks, DK, for Team India. KL Rahul with that injury and Akshar Patel will not be part of the squad. But again, when you remove names from squads nowadays, it still looks pretty much a very good squad. Rituraj Gaikwad, big opportunity, possibly get a chance.
Yeah, I think it'll be a toss-up between Rituraj and Ishan Kishan to open the innings along with Rohit. So some good opportunities there. Every person there has done really well for themselves in the recent past in IPL and all the other domestic cricket that they've played. Solid team again, 18-member squad. So there's a lot of names there and a lot of them very, very deserving. And we have a solid side in T20.
And of course, Sean, after all the speculation, there'll be a lot of players playing with some with the weight of a few extra bucks on their shoulders, others maybe a little bit disappointed. So those dynamics will definitely play a part when we get to the first T20I.
Yeah, I think those are the dynamics that are kept personal, though, aren't they? Those are the guys who they sort of simmer under the roof. But I think always the dynamics is once you've been picked up in a new team, there's obviously a bit of enjoyment, and you go and sit and chat with who's going to be now your fellow teammates in just a couple of months' time. And I think that's the dynamic that's talked about a lot more in the dressing rooms than the facts and the figures.
Yeah, again, just looking at one more time at India's squad, we looked at the top of the order, but how about the middle order that's performed so well for in the ODIs? Deepak Hooda with his extra off-spin. Shreyas Iyer also very much there. By the time the match is played, he'll probably be captain of a franchise. So that could be another toss-up in the middle order, DK?
So the last time they played a T20, Venkatesh Iyer was around. So it's going to be interesting to see which way they're going to go. Is it a Venkatesh Iyer or a Deepak Hooda? From the looks of it, you can see that Rohit and Rahul are looking to toss and change, and they're completely open to the fact that they can play, as many players as they can. So you'll probably end up seeing 15 or 16 players playing the T20 series. They're not going to be too fussed about the results, which is a good thing.
Well, the other name, Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, we haven't talked much about, and that's again, for Bhuvi, as well as, of course, for Team India to keep him in the mix across formats. It'll be important for him if he can slip into the team.
Absolutely. I think that will obviously help things. Obviously, everybody knows that he hasn't probably gone as well as he would have liked in the previous series. So this is going to be a great opportunity for him to, again, showcase his skills. The good thing in Kolkata is the ball does tend to move. So I think under lights, he'll be more than happy to swing the ball both ways and pick up a few wickets early.
Yes, Sean, missing from the ODI format, but if you're, again, easing someone back in, 4 overs is not a bad way to do that.
Yeah, it is. I think I would have always been impressed with him over the years is his skill, the ability to swing the ball and his ability to bowl good variations, mix it up with a short pitch deliveries and bowl nasty at the death. I think he just needs to get back to that way and maybe just reinvent himself just a little bit, just to keep up with the times in many ways. But that 4 over format, they're going to come at you. You're pretty clear about what has to be done. And they'll have to see how it goes. The only challenge, I suppose, is a lot of those names on the periphery of that Indian squad are guys who've earned a reputation through the RPL. Even someone like a Harshal Patel is back in the mix. And he's going on how well he bowled at the death, in particular for RCB. The only challenge I would say is that the quality of your international T20 teams is sometimes just that 20 to 25% more, because you might have maybe a local guy come into the crease and you can give the international guy the one and look to build some pressure with him, or facing up against an international bowler and the other side is a domestic bowler who you can maybe target. It's not the case at that T20 international level. You've got to have your skills. They've got to be on point all the time. And that sometimes is the challenge for the guys who performed well in the RPL. How do we take what we've done there and get it to the next level? And this will be an opportunity to show that they can do that, because in general, that West Indies side is a quality T20 unit.
It just suddenly seemed to have a different feel to it when you change the format, doesn't it, DK?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, pretty straightforward. Their strength is this format. And one interesting name, Shea Hope. I remember you saying that obviously he prefers the other two formats, but it's good to see them backing them here as well. I'm sure he's back up to Nicholas Pooran. Brandon King had a good series the last time around. Kyle Myers, I think he did really well. I see his name is missing. Maybe he's injured, but does look a pretty solid West Indies T20 team. And you would expect them to compete much better than what they did in this last week.
Yeah, Sean, I'm fairly certain one name we will see playing from the very beginning, who we expected in the ODIs, but perhaps more suited for his 4 overs, is Romario Shepherd.
Yeah, he'll make a contribution. Also, it'll be good to get Pollard back in the mix. I mean, we know the experience he's got in the short form. It's so difficult, though, isn't it, to adjust your mindset to that squad? I mean, you look at it and you go, but hold on. I know of all these West Indians that aren't there, that have done so well in the RPL over the years. Your Gales, your other Bravo,
Andre Russell,
Dre Russ, Nareen, all those guys. They just basically had to all rock up because it was such a good all-round contribution. But their performance in the last T20 World Cup obviously wasn't great, and I think the West Indies now looking to move on and try and get some new blood in there, and they've got the power. And I think they're just comfortable in the T20 format because in many ways you don't have to think about it. You just go out there and bat, just whack it. You don't have to build an innings, and you just have to see ball, hit ball. And sometimes from a technical perspective, that's actually the better way to play.
It is a rebuilding situation, DK. When they went to Dubai, many people back in the West Indies were a little disappointed with some names who got left out because obviously the big guns were wanting to have a final finale. Dwayne Bravo and Chris Gale. So, again, the attention shifted away from a Shafane Rutherford, from a Shimron Hetmeyer, couldn't be here in this series, and of course, Theodine Smiths and Romario Shepherds.
Yes, obviously, they all put their names back and said they're interested in playing. So it looked a completely different squad. And coming into the World Cup, you did get the feeling that they were going to have a solid one because all the, household names were back. But things didn't, at the end of the day, it's sport. You can never predict the way it goes. But no, it's good to see at the end of it, they decided it's time they moved on, and the team has moved on in a different direction. They did really well against England as well, going on to win the series against a solid England team. So they'll be looking to do their best against a good Indian team as well. They've got a well-rounded unit with a lot of all-rounders, which always helps in T20 cricket.